Good evening. It will be short and sharp and will hopefully avoid catastrophe. That's how Victoria's Premier has sold a hard lockdown to his COVID-weary state. In just a few hours, everyone will be ordered back inside their homes for 5 days to avoid a potentially deadly third wave. And Queensland has been quick to act, slamming the state shut to anyone who's been in the greater Melbourne area in the past 14 days.
Victoria locked down again. A 5-day snap closure to avoid a third wave of cases spreading across the state.
A short, sharp circuit breaker rather than a more prolonged set of rules and restrictions.
The cluster linked to the Holiday Inn is now up to 13 cases after an infected family of 3 went into quarantine after arriving in Australia. 4 staff and 2 other guests contracted the virus. Now 4 people who live with workers from the hotel have also tested positive.
We must assume that there are further cases in the community than we have positive results for, and that it is moving at a velocity that has not been seen anywhere in our country.
One infected case worked at Brunetti Cafe inside Melbourne Airport on February 9th. That means authorities are now contact tracing 1,500 people in Queensland who passed through Terminal 4 at Tullamarine between 4:45 in the morning and 2 p.m. All will be tested and quarantined. New South Wales is doing the same, with 7,000 people believed to have passed through locations of potential risk. From 1 a.m, the Sunshine State is closed to those who've been in the Victorian metro area.
We will close the Queensland border to people who have been in Greater Melbourne.
We will review it at 14 days rather than the usual 28 days, but I think that's time that we need to really understand the situation in Victoria.
Police are confident they don't need to raise the barricades again.
But we believe we can manage it without that at the moment.
Victoria is the 3rd state to lock down since the UK variant of COVID arrived in Australia. Residents will again be confined to within 5 kilometres of their homes without an essential need for movement or exercise. Masks are mandatory, schools are closing, weddings are off, funerals capped to 10 attendees.
We're going to get ahead of this and we're going to squash it.
Just as it has worked against this UK strain in Brisbane and in Perth.
All 3 lockdowns the result of cases linked to hotel quarantine of international arrivals.
Victoria probably wouldn't be going into this kind of lockdown if there was dedicated national quarantine facilities.
Chris Campy for 10 News First.